Okay, hopefully this helps in the startup procedures if you visualise what I'm actually doing. I went out there today to change the oil, and I thought I'd make a quick video just to show you to go through the startup procedures. First thing you'll see me doing is putting a mixture into the rich position. Then I go over and make sure that the gear selector is in the down position before I turn the masters on. If you don't, you'll get a sinking feeling, expensive bill, and be forever known as the only guy who retracted his gear in the GA parking, so not a good look. After the master's on, you notice I checked the circuit breakers, checked those 3 green lights indicating, pushed the test button to make sure all the lights were indicating, and then I prime it. Now the priming is, because it's outside temperature of 11 degrees and it hasn't been started for over a week, I did 4.5 primes. They're full primes. I'll pull it right out, wait for a second or two, then push it in, you'll notice that, and then crank it over, and you'll also notice that it fires after about 3 or 4 blades straight up. So that's real easy, and then the audio comes on as I turn the avionics on. Cheers. Okay, avionics on. That's after a week, folks. So 4.5 primes, and she fired straight up after about 3 blades. Now, Garmin's coming on. We turn the transponder on at the same time, otherwise we'll get a transponder not working warning. We'll let the Garmin do its thing, and look at this thing down here. Just keep an eye on that until it says press enter to accept. Going for the database, there it is there, press enter. Okay, there's our oil pressure, which is good. Now, we move this PDF cursor to the right 6 clicks, and look what happens here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're on the engine page. Push electrical soft key, and that'll show us that we've got positive amps. Look at the AHRS align. We need to have that go out before we taxi, otherwise your autopilot will not work. So just keep an eye on that. Now we've got positive charging, which is good. If we didn't have positive charging, the left-hand master switch here, which is the alternator switch,
car 10 back with you.
We turn it off, which is in the down position momentarily for about 2 or 3 seconds, then back on, and you'll instantly see a rise in amps. So that's all good. Push the electric key, doesn't matter. Now we've got the fuel. So we push the fuel soft key. Now if you have refueled, you'll push the reset, and that will reset it to 130 litres remaining, 0 used. I'm going to do that now because I'm going to refuel it in a minute. So push that. We see 130 remaining, and that 0 fuel used. Endurance, whatever that means. Don't worry about that. And also gives a litres per hour. Okay, so we've got good oil pressure. We've got charging. So push this back, fuel again. We push the FMS soft joystick 6 clicks anti-clockwise, and that puts us back to the PFD display. We set our QNH by the barrow. Let's say it's fairly close, but it's actually just 1 too high. So push barrow, reduce it to 1018, push barrow again, it's done. If we want to set up for our heading is 350, so we just use this thing here, the FMS joystick again, to bring it round to 350, and then we push heading again. Want to set our altitude, we push the alt soft key, and here it is here. We push it up, we're going up at 9,500 feet, so simply wind it up to 9,500 and push the alt thing to deselect it. It will go off after around about 20 seconds if you don't. So that's all it is. Everything is good. The transponder is in standby automatically. If we're given us a code of 0675, 0675, that's it. This will come on automatically as you're passing 45 or 50 knots, and it will automatically go to standby as you're landing. So that's all you have to do. And now, basically we're waiting for it to warm up, waiting for the CH2 to get into the green, or temperature to get into the green. I'm actually doing an oil change and a filter change today, so I'm going to wait until it gets up to around about 50 degrees Celsius, and all will be good. So there you have it. That is a simple starting technique for a cold engine on a reasonably cold day. If it's say about 17 or 18 degrees ambient Celsius, I would only use probably 4 primes if the engine hasn't been used in a while. But otherwise it's good. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that and hope it's useful to you, boo. Yeah, just a quick one too. We got 2 VHF comms. This is my active, and this is what I use to listen to area. If I have to transmit on number 2, it's simply COM2 push, and that's active on number 2. COM1 push, active on number 1. Also, the inner scale is the main, I don't know what sort of Pascal, what sort of freaks they are, but 121.7, for instance, we inner scale up to 121. I say decimal 5, and the outer one is the point. And that's all it is. And it's a flip-flop, which is here. That puts it back, put that frequency into, oh, that's a 1215. I wonder how you... It's a wonder how you don't forget things, isn't it? That's guard. So anyway, this flip-flops between the two. That's your standby freak. You always change freaks on the right-hand side, and as soon as you're ready, 118.7 is tower at Canberra. Push the thing and it goes into active. Piece of cake. All right, mate. Anyway, that's it, and hopefully helps. And if you have any questions, you know my number. Cheers, mate. Bye-bye. And while I got your attention here, boo, the actual flight planning in this thing, I'll leave for you to read the manual, but if a real simple one, for instance, if we're going from here to Orange, we simply push the direct key, push this FMS to the clockwise once, and that'll bring up the waypoints. So it's Y is the start of Orange, so this we just push right, and that puts us to the next one, and we just change this around to O. There it is. Click it to the right again. R. Assuming that ORG is right, but let's just say it is. OR, and then click it to the right again. And to G. Oh, it is right. And then that's in, so we just push enter. Ask us whether we want to activate, enter again, so enter twice. And that gives us the distance, bearing, and so on, and sort of a quasi VOR. So that's as simple as that. Direct to function, and basically it puts us to the place we want to go. If you want to have multiple waypoints, you can do that. I have never done it, but it's just read it up in the manual. I've got a little cheat sheet which I'll give you that shows you how to do it. I've never bothered with it, to be honest. I've only just gone between one place and another. So, okay, oil pressure's coming up to 46 degrees. Everything else is in the green. What we're looking at on takeoff also is a stable RPM, which is this one here, it'll be 27. Anything here in the red, it will show you, it'll come up really red. Anything on the red, we abort. Simple as that. So temps and pressures green, 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 and no reds. And airspeed alive, you'll see it there and there, and we're good to go. Cheers, mate.